My name is Terry Bloom, and I'm with Zultys. And today with us again, we've got Doug Servo from the West Coast. Hey, Doug, how you doing?
Doing fantastic today, Terry. Ready and excited for another Zen Talk. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Woohoo! Let's
we
go.
we appreciate you being on the Zed Talks here. Um, so today we're going to be talking about call recording. And talking about I mean, call recording. Everybody in the industry, I think, just about everybody in the industry has call recording, and it's not necessarily a new feature in our industry. So I think sometimes people tend to make light of call recording in the sense that, okay, we can just call record, but there's actually a lot more to it. And when you look at what Zultis is able to do and everything, I always use the term robust because when I think of recording on products that I've seen, many products that I've seen in the industry, they just simply record a call, and they can even sometimes, have calls automatic record. But there's some very unique things Zultis does when it comes to recording. I'm going to look to you to kind of help us out with that, and then also just talking to a customer, about call recording. Like, what should people that are watching the video, what should they know? So Doug, let me open it up to you, and that's a lot. That's a lot of ask right there. So, what do you got to tell us about call recording?
Call recording, as you mentioned, a lot of this is in the industry. A lot of people have this already and say, what does Zultus bring that's unique? Why are we different in terms of this tool? And we talk about how elegant our system is designed and how robust and multifaceted, and the functionality that we're able to bring to the market is really, truly incredible. And as a salesperson, sometimes we might even forget that we have this tool hanging on our tool belt that we can use that'll help us win opportunities and bring value to the customer that helps us win against the competition. And we reference, this idea of using a tool and a Swiss Army knife here. We got all these different things on here. So whether it's call handling rules or call accounting, but today talking about call recording, how do we take this tool and make sure we know when to apply it, how to understand the customer needs it, and then show them how valuable this is and the unique differentiation that we have. So starting off, first of all, call accounting, or call recording rather, is that it's an optional license in our system. So it doesn't come with our standard or our premium license. It is included in our call center, our ICC license, but that license is specifically for that call group. So for the call center agents recording those calls, every single one of them, they're all recorded. And then we're going to show you the tools on how to reference and retrieve those. But for other people outside of a call center environment, because that's not every company situation, say you got a company that is maybe looking at call recording, and one of the situations in terms of we talked about gathering information and forming a relationship and understanding through the spin method on a previous video that we did on the discovery call, which real quick was, what's the situation? What kind of problems is it doing? Implication is if you do nothing or you do something else, and then what's the needs payoff? So those 4 different acronyms talk about how we can identify maybe what the need is. And we talk about needs versus tools. And for some of us, we're handyman. Maybe we do some projects on the weekend. You go into a hardware store and you say, you know what, Mr. Hardware guy, I need a 1/4-inch drill bit. And he goes, why do you need a 1/4-inch drill bit? That's a tool. He goes, well, I have to make a 1/4-inch hole. So the need is the hole, not the drill bit. The drill bit is the tool to accomplish satisfying the need. And so same thing with call recording is we can't just start by saying, Terry, here at your company, do you need call recording? Not a good question to ask, okay? We need to understand the customer situation, the problems, the implication, the needs payoff by asking some questions about, the situation here, Terry, you're a lawyer firm, and I imagine you have a lot of calls that sometimes there might be an opportunity for, tell me if you've ever had any misunderstood verbal agreements. Tell me about any of those situations. Have you ended up in lawsuits because there was communication that was really off on one side and didn't understand, but you had no way to document that in a telephone call? Maybe it's about accountability in communications. Terry, you said that widget was going to be delivered last Thursday at 10 o'clock and it didn't get here till Friday. I say, well, actually, what I told you was that it was going to be there on Friday, and here's actually the recording. So we have accountability. So if people are upset about things, we can satisfy that with information that is accurate. Maybe it's about metrics. Maybe I'd ask you, say, Terry, here at your company, you guys are pretty progressive, it looks like. And tell me about any metrics that you have for your company that you want to achieve. And Terry might say, well, what do you mean? I said, well, do you have a customer service group? Oh, yeah, sure we do. What do you have any metrics or goals or things you want to do for improvement in that area? And maybe Terry would say, yeah, we do. We have this whole program we're trying to put together. We want to increase our customer service levels by 10%. We're being rated by, different people that give us information about how great of a company that we're doing, JD Power stuff, things like that. And it's also a lot of times when you tell people they're being recorded in a company, guess what? They tend to have a little bit better attitude. They tend to be more friendly. They tend to go the extra mile for the customers and the people they're talking to. If I'm an owner of a company and I don't know what my employees are saying to our end users, how they're interacting with them, I think that's data that's a void in how I manage my operation. And if I have that ability to listen in, I can actually use it for training. Say, hey, folks, here we are in our customer service meeting. Terry had this really difficult customer last week. And let's listen to this recording that we took of that call and how he handled it. This is a great example of how we want to deal with people who are really upset in that situation. So there's a lot of value that call recording can bring. But again, you don't start with, do you need call recording? You understand what their issues are and seeing if it applies. Because if they say call recording, so what? Doesn't make any difference to me. You haven't built any value for it. And that's the idea here too, is that we want to make sure that we understand how our call recording works and then have ears to hear and eyes to see that the customer really needs this.